Moist Meter was brought to you by Amazon Music. Sign up for free below using our referral code.
Initiating moisture.
Welcome to the Moist Meter. Today we're taking a look at Fast and Furious 9. This is a franchise that's known for family and fucking, and it welcomes you into the fucking family with open arms. Fast and Furious 9 follows the exact same pattern the previous 4 or 5 have, where it's just extremely silly and over the top. But unlike the previous entries in the franchise, I think this one really misses the mark. Apparently the writer for the other movies where they really started going fucking wild didn't work on this one, and I can actually feel it because this movie seems like it's doing its best to be like a college humor parody of what Fast and Furious was perceived to be on Twitter. It does everything people joked about, but in a bad way. Like, it's not fun to watch. Like, this movie has constant shit going on, like literally always jingling keys in front of your face, and yet you're probably going to be bored watching it. There is no tension in this movie and no stakes. Watching this movie made it feel like I was watching a child play with action figures and Hot Wheels. There's no weight to anything. There's characters that'll just get thrown through fucking cars and metal billboards and shit, and they won't even react. It's like everyone's just made out of adamantium. But even still, it's not enough to be that entertaining, and I think it's because there's absolutely no stakes or tension. Yes, in the universe, there's stakes, like the whole thing is about this weapon that can hack everything, hack the world, hack your fucking grandma's vibrator, your AOL account. It's not safe anymore because we can hack it with this weapon. So, like, there's stakes in the world, but when you're watching it as an audience member, you know that nothing's gonna happen to any of the main characters at all. They make it very clear. Like, there's just no... At any point, any moment where you're like, wow, I wonder what's going to happen next, or wow, how are they going to get out of this one? Because they always get out of it in the most cartoonish way possible. There are scenes where Dominic Toretto is like holding 2 full-grown men in body armor up over his head and like plowing them together like he's the Hulk. He's just throwing them over the railing. Like everyone's like a balloon animal to these characters. It's so weird. Like it's not like enjoyably weird or silly though, whereas the other Fast and Furious movies have been. And I think it's because they really wanted to just keep one-upping themselves with the craziness, but now they have nowhere to go. So that thrill, that shock factor of, oh my god, they're fighting a fucking submarine. Holy shit, Godzilla's here. Dominic Toretto's gonna have to beat his ass using cars and family. Like that, all that like fun and craziness, I think is gone. I think it's lost that magic. This movie just didn't even really feel like I was watching Fast and Furious. It felt like I was watching something soulless. Like they were just parading around the corpse of Fast and Furious now. And I don't think that's the fault of the cast. They seem still very passionate about the series, and they definitely gave it their all and, you know, put a lot of effort into it, even though a lot of times I think the dialogue betrayed them, because the dialogue was super fucking goofy and there was a lot of it. So it didn't really help them or their characters to have them constantly talking about the same shit. And so many times when watching this, I just had to scratch my head and be like, are you fucking serious? That doesn't add up. Like, even setting aside, like, the, you know, suspending disbelief of, like, cars fucking flying, literally, like, Batman hooking themselves and flying across a ravine or getting magnetized to a plane after they jump off a cliff. Even setting that aside, just some of the shit that happens, just, it's so childish. Like, there's plenty of times where the bad guy could just execute the entire family. Like, there is a time where one of the henchmen is about to pull the trigger and kill one of them, and for no reason at all, the big bad guy just shakes his head and says no. Like, this is a character we've never seen before. He has no affiliation with his family. He's just a guy with a lot of money that wants to rule the world, and he wants them dead. He wants them dead more than anything else. If he had fairy godparents, he would ask them just to execute that family instantly. But right when he's about to pull the trigger and just kill one of them right then and there, he just shakes his head inexplicably saying no. And then he leaves. And then the family breaks out because there's only like 5 guards left now. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, John Cena is introduced into this movie, and I don't think he does like a bad job or anything, but his character is dog shit. This is going to be spoilers real quick. So we're going to get into spoilers. Fair warning. Okay, now you've been warned. John Cena plays Dominic Toretto's brother. I'm not going to go super deep into spoilers, but the thing is, Dominic Toretto blames him for the death of his father. And for a movie that's all about family, it blows my mind that at no point is this ever even hinted at in any of the other movies. This is just pulled out of their ass. Like, oh, no, he's got a brother, and he's a bad guy. But when they explain his origin story, you almost have to wonder, is Dominic Toretto the dumbest man on the planet? Does he even care about family? Because he blames him for the death of his father without ever even talking to him. He puts together some pieces like, oh, my brother was the last one to touch my dad's car before it blew up. My brother is obviously the one that blew up Dad. And then he never even asks him, is this true? Why did you do it? What's going on with this? He immediately just says, you're out of the family, you're fucking outcast, and I never want to see you again, and then just erases him from his memory. Like, for a man who's so big on family, you would think he would at least talk to him about it and, like, ask, did you notice anything wrong with the engine? Like, was there something else going on here? Instead of immediately jumping to, my brother killed Daddy. Like, it's so dumb. All right, end of spoilers. Now we're back into non-spoiler territory. It's just bad character, bad writing all around. I definitely think this is the weakest Fast and Furious movie we've seen in at least a decade. I've been very vocal about my enjoyment of the Fast and Furious movies just because they're just goofy fun to kick back and relax with. But this one challenged the intelligence of the audience, literally just calling them stupid and spitting in their face with the things they put on screen. Like, it's dumb. Like, it's not really fun dumb or like, haha, this is dumb. It's more like, I'm embarrassed to be watching this sometimes. Which sucks to say, because I do like the Fast and Furious movies. I have quite literally seen all of them. I grew up watching the shit out of the first 3 Fast and Furious movies. They were some of my favorites. And I've liked the series ever since. I don't think there's been like a bad movie, or at least one that I haven't enjoyed, until now. I don't think this is a very good movie. I think this is just really misses the mark. But hopefully they'll get it back together for Fast and Furious 10 when the family's in the geriatrics ward and then they have to start drifting around using their segways and walkers. Maybe then they'll get the magic back. But for now, Fast and Furious 9 I think is definitely the weakest one. So plugging this into the moist meter, I'm giving Fast and Furious 9 a 50%. I know I've only really been shitting on it, but I think it's important to note that it is a really well-made movie. Like, everything looks good. The action is still impressive, and there's constant shit going on, so it is very commendable in that regard. And if you're just going for, like, ridiculous, wacky scenes and don't care about anything else, you'll probably be pretty pleased. Although pretty bored during the mountains of exposition that they shit out sometimes. But it's not like a bad movie or like shittily made or anything. It's just there's so many components of it that aren't good, especially compared to the other 50 fucking Fast and Furious movies out there. So it's just disappointing, really. But there are good things about it too. Like, I still do like the characters. I feel like attached to the family, as goofy as that is to say. Like, I quite literally grew up with a lot of these characters, so they do hold a special place in my heart. And there are good moments with the characters when they interact with each other. I definitely think the movie's not all bad. It's just not great, or what I would have wanted for more Fast and Furious. Anyway, that's about it. I'd like to talk about Amazon Music for just a minute. I've mentioned on stream multiple times now, I'm not a huge Spotify fan. I've used it a lot in the past and just never really found myself satisfied with it. So recently, over the last couple months, I've been using Amazon Music more and more, and I just really like the service. So if you're interested in trying Amazon Music, you can click the link in the description below to sign up for a free trial. It's just totally free if you use that link below, and just give it a try. See if you like it as well. I just think the selection's a lot better, and I just find myself being more of a fan of Amazon Music. So yeah, if you're interested, link in the description below. So yeah.